I think some comic books don't expect to be a big hit and thus blatantly steal from great works. That was definitely the case for The Walking Dead, which initially was such obvious theft from 28 Days Later that I can't believe Danny Boyle doesn't get royalties from the TV show. But The Old Guard takes so much from Highlander that I can't believe every review doesn't start with that fact. The film even ends like a pilot for a TV show could have, leading to obvious weekly episodes. They take on a new mission each week, not unlike how Highlander did, even though that was a stretch for that movie to become a TV show. That said, I'm such a fan of the Highlander mythology that I really didn't mind the copying, as it is done well and the action is better than average. Plus, they do jump a bit away from noble sword fights among themselves to fighting with the most modern guns against non-immortals. And while hiding who they are from humanity, their mission is to help guide humanity in better ways, rather than try to exist outside and parallel to it. And now I'm actually kind of wondering if anyone young who isn't familiar with Highlander thinks this is a rip-off of Hancock, which Charlize Theron's character shares more than some similarities with. But I'm a little bothered, actually, that the rules don't make a lot of sense in this film. There are hints that there's something genetic in the DNA that makes the immortal special, but then why do they randomly stop being immortal, as that means it isn't just a DNA factor, but something more mystical than science-based. They show them rapidly healing from small wounds several times, and many times they imply they cannot be killed, yet obviously something like complete incineration would burn them beyond anything left to heal, and I suppose cutting off the head seemed too obvious to bring up, but I doubt they grow new heads or bodies from the severed head. There's a lot of talk about the gay immortal characters in the film. Actually, this was done really well, but I think mostly because of the actor. I've not noticed him before, but I see that he was recently Jafar in Aladdin. If that means anything, I haven't seen that film yet. I'm surprised this was as big of a hit as it was. I'm not sure if it was in theaters, if it would have done as well as Netflix report it did, being merely streamed. No one has really verified Netflix's numbers, and I'm not really hearing people screaming for follow-ups to be made like I'd expect from the way Netflix says it was received, one of their biggest streaming hits ever, and so forth. But it is good. It's worth seeing. It clearly steals from Highlander, and I admire it, actually, though, for what it did do. One review called it John Hick plus Highlander. That's a little reductive, but it does fit. I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars. A very watchable action film.